I am suspending my campaign. I think the voters who are the most remarkable people on the planet have been really clear that they're telling me not now, Tim.
The Republican presidential field has narrowed once again. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott has suspended his campaign for the White House. Quite suddenly, in fact, making the announcement out of the blue last night in an interview with Fox News. Scott making his exit just 4 days after the most recent Republican debate in Miami. He's continued to struggle in the polls in a field dominated by former President Donald Trump and more recently by former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. Scott, the Senate's only black Republican, entered the race with more cash than any other Republican, but couldn't find a way to break through. His effort to rise above the rest of the field, to steer clear of sharp elbows and attacks on his opponents, in the end, falling short.
Traveling this country, meeting people has been one of the most fantastic experiences of my entire life. I love America more today than I did on May 22nd. But when I go back to Iowa, it will not be as a presidential candidate. I am suspending my campaign.
Let's go ahead and bring in Queen City News Chief Legal Analyst Kyle Leaf Rhodes into this conversation. So let's start with your reaction. Maybe people didn't expect him to go all the way, but are we surprised by the timing of this?
I'm not surprised, but I think his team was surprised. I mean, most of them said that they found out about this by watching the story. And then if you're on his mailing list, you received an email like 15 minutes before he went out there asking for donations. And so I'm not sure if anybody understood that this was actually happening. And if you watch the video, it seemed like he was doing it in real time, like just having a conversation about what it's like to run and how he has a love for this country. And then he's like, going forward, I won't be running as a presidential candidate anymore. So everyone was surprised. You know, the current interviewer at the time was clearly surprised.
So what does this do for the GOP field moving forward?
I don't think it makes much of a dent into the GOP field. Behind the scenes, it will make more of a dent because the donors that were giving to Tim Scott can now give to other candidates, and the super PACs that would have supported him going forward now can support some of the front runners. The problem is the writing was on the wall for a long time. I don't think that he was going to statistically make this fourth upcoming debate. The threshold has been increased. He hasn't polled anywhere close to the number needed for that. He had a real problem making the stage on this most recent one because at the last minute, he met the individual donor threshold. I think because of all of those things, he had an issue with saying, could I go forward? Moving forward, he can throw his support behind someone behind the scenes. He already mentioned in that interview, I'm not going to endorse anybody. He said the American voters are sophisticated enough to figure it out on their own, allowing himself to have wiggle room to decide who he wants to support in the long run.
Well, so now there are 5 GOP candidates left. Should he throw his support behind anyone, and would it even matter?
He should, and I think it would matter. I mean, he could throw his support behind the person that nominated him a few years ago, Nikki Haley, when she was the governor, appointed him to the Senate when he was a U.S. congressman at the time, so he could support her. He previously supported former President Trump. So there could be a number of people that he could support. But if I am him, it makes most sense to wait, let it play out. And then once you have a presumptive GOP nominee, support them all the way through. And you can still secure yourself within the party. Right now, you put yourself behind a party candidate that won't make it out of the primary. Now you're kind of going to have to sit on the sidelines all the way throughout or make an enemy early on. So it will help because he has a base that supports him, specifically in the African-American community with GOP voters. That's any of those candidates will need his support.
And it might really come down to the wire there of throwing that support and getting that candidate nominated. Kali, thank you. Now, Scott is the second major candidate to leave the race since the end of October. Former Vice President Mike Pence suspended his campaign 2 weeks ago. Scott's departure leaves Nikki Haley, Trump's first United Nations ambassador, and the former South Carolina governor as the sole South Carolinian in the race. The top poll getters for the GOP nomination now remain as Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, Haley, and Vivek Ramaswamy. Chris Christie and Doug Burgum have been polling in the single digits, but remain in the race.